So we're going to work with the fear of not having enough money today, right? So tell me a little bit about the fear. How big is this fear, and how it's affecting your day-to-day life and your business?
My fear, I would say, is like say 8 to 9. My view had always been that my job here is to contribute, and therefore I'm happy to give but not to receive.
Aha.
And it stems from a family history of my great-grandfather being incredibly wealthy and losing it all in a card game, and it ended up destroying the family. My grandfather was put in a mental hospital. The other siblings were put in a convent, and we've always been brought up that money is bad.
Wow.
It affects all aspects of your life, because I know for a fact that if you give, you have to receive, and if you don't receive, then there's an imbalance.
And what is the fear around receiving then? What's behind there?
It's two things. One is probably historical, and the other one is not feeling worthy enough to receive.
Okay, great. So it's basically not so much a fear, but it's a belief that you're not worthy enough to receive. Okay, cool. Fantastic. So now, instead of having this fear sitting in your brain and slowing you down, I assume, right?
Yeah.
And that thought that you don't deserve to receive, how would you prefer to feel about money?
I would prefer to feel that it is bountiful, it is abundant throughout my life, and actually it is an energy source that actually, if I had it, I could do even more things with, and I could give even bigger.
Right. And what does, out of interest, how much money would you like to have?
On my vision board is 7.5 million. But the more money I had, the more I could give away, the more that I could impact on other people's lives.
What would you do? Like, what would you specifically do if you became a billionaire?
Good causes, obviously money, obviously women focused, because that's my passion. There are millions of young women and mums and older women that are not able to fulfill their dreams because they don't have the money. If you go into the slums of India or Africa or any of those places, you can see them on a day-to-day basis. You know, these people that can't even go to school because they're a girl, or they can't go to university and further their degree, or they can't set up a business. So that would be one of my focuses. The other is helping women to get out of situations that they find themselves in that is not particularly nice.
Right, so giving women freedom, education and power back, right? So in a sense, if you don't become wealthy, it will be very selfish of you, right? Yeah, because there's so many women who would benefit so much from your guidance and help. Okay, cool. Fantastic. And so the fear, and it's 8, 9 out of 10, and this belief that you're not worthy to receive. How big is it?
I would say the fact that I don't have any money is pretty damn big.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and the belief that it's not good to receive, that you must just give. How big is it out of 10?
7 or 8.
Okay, lovely, perfect. So let's go now. This exercise is all about playing, by the way. So even though this is quite a heavy subject for most people, money, I'm going to ask you to play, take deep breath in, and treat it as a game, or almost, right? Okay, so please repeat after me. I allow myself to always give and exhaust myself. And And never ever make enough money.
And never ever make enough money.
Just basically give and give, and essentially die prematurely.
I just give, and I can't remember the next.
And die prematurely.
And die prematurely.
From not having enough energy.
From not having enough energy.
I also allow myself to believe that I am the servant and I am only here to give.
I also allow myself to believe that I am a servant and only here to give.
And that will make me a good person.
That will make me a good person.
And keep on giving and never open up to others to give me their love and money.
And always keep giving and not allowing people to open up and give me their money and love.
And therefore never reach all those women I came here to reach. Take a deep breath in and say it. And therefore never reach all those women I came here onto this planet to reach.
And therefore never reaching all of those women I came on this planet to reach.
Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And also I allow myself.
And also I allow myself.
To become a great receiver.
To become a great receiver.
And teach those other women to receive with grace.
And teach those other women how to receive with grace.
And ask specifically for what they need.
And ask specifically for their need.
And to build themselves up.
And to build themselves up.
So they can become more powerful and resourceful.
So they can become more powerful and resourceful.
And help a lot more people.
And help a lot more people.
So I allow myself to be the best person I know in the world in receiving.
So I allow myself to be the best person I can
in the world.
In the world at receiving.
And even run courses in this.
And even run courses in this.
And become very wealthy.
And become very wealthy.
So I can help more women.
So I can help more women.
To open up to receiving and changing this world.
To open up to receiving and changing this world.
And I allow myself to see money as a value that I give and receive.
I allow myself to see money as a value I give and receive.
And make a huge impact.
And make a huge impact.
And I allow myself to teach millions of women around the world about the power of receiving.
I allow myself to teach millions of women around the world about the power of receiving.
Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Okay, now also say this. I also allow myself to believe that I don't deserve any money.
I also allow myself to believe that I don't deserve any money.
That my grandfather believed after he lost all of it.
That my grandfather believed after he lost all of it.
And I allow myself to repeat this and strengthen it, this belief.
And I allow myself to repeat this and strengthen this belief.
And pass it on to my kids. Remember, this is not true. We're just saying this. And by saying this, you're releasing it. Yeah? And I allow myself to pass it on to my kids.
And I allow myself to pass it on to my kids.
So they can do the same in the future.
So they can do the same in the future.
Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. I also allow myself to absolutely know that I do deserve to be wealthy.
And I allow myself that I absolutely do believe that I am wealthy.
That not only I deserve, but I am meant to.
that not only I deserve, but I
And I allow myself to be wealthier than my great-grandfather was.
And I allow myself to be wealthier than my great-grandfather was.
And use it very wisely.
And use it very wisely.
And teach other women how to do the same.
And teach other women how to do the same.
And pass it on to my kids.
And pass it on to my kids.
Empower them.
Empower them.
And teach them how to give and receive equally.
And teach them how to give and receive equally.
And make a big movement of that giving and receiving.
And make a big movement of giving and receiving.
And teach this to all the women I come across.
And teach this to all the women that I come across.
So I allow myself single-handedly help hundreds or thousands of women to become multimillionairesses.
And I allow myself to single-handedly allow billion women around the world to become multimillionairesses.
Brilliant. So we can change this world.
So we can change this world.
And I'm so much looking forward to it.
And I'm so much looking forward to it.
Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. I also allow myself to feel this worthiness every single day of my life.
And I also allow myself to feel this worthiness every single day of my life.
So it touches every woman I come across.
So it touches every woman that I come across.
Even if I don't say anything.
Even if I don't say anything.
And I allow myself to teach people around the world about the beauty of money.
And I allow myself to teach people around the world about the beauty of money.
And the purity of money.
And the purity of money.
When it's used very wisely.
When it's used very wisely.
Because it's all about intention.
It is all about intention.
And flow.
And flow.
So I allow myself to be a master in intentionality, financial intention and flow.
So I allow myself to be a master of intentional...
Financial intention.
Financial intention and flow.
And be able to teach this to others.
And be able to teach this to others.
Particularly my kids.
Particularly my kids.
And billions of other women around the world.
And billions of other women around the world.
So their increasing self-love will reflect in money.
So their increasing self-love will reflect in money.
And I'm looking forward to being a confident teacher in this.
And I'm looking forward to being a confident teacher in this.
Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. But I also allow myself to faff about for a bit longer.
But I also allow myself to faff about a bit longer.
And give without receiving.
And give without receiving.
And drive my husband crazy.
And drive my husband crazy.
And teach my children how to do the same.
And teach my children how to do the same.
And keep other women stuck because of this.
And keep other women stuck because of this.
And I'm looking forward to being that silly.
And I'm looking forward to being that silly.
Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Oh, and say, but I also allow myself to commit today to being very wealthy.
And I also allow myself to commit today to being very wealthy.
And freeing my great-grandfather.
And freeing my great-grandfather.
And my whole family.
And my whole family.
And releasing them.
And releasing them.
And so all my future generations can have very different relationship with money. Take a deep breath in. Yeah, and say, so my future generations will have very different relationship with money.
So my future generations will have a very different relationship with money.
Full of love and wisdom.
full of love and wisdom
and self-respect
and self
and giving and receiving.
and giving.
And I'm looking forward to being a top teacher in the world.
And I'm looking forward to being a top teacher in the world.
Take a deep breath in. Oh, okay. Darling, tell me how you're feeling right now. Share with me what's going on with your feelings, your emotions.
I can't feel it in my body anymore. No, that's not true. That's not true.
But if you were to measure it, it was 9 or 8, and now how much does it feel?
6.
Great. So it's gone down quite a bit. And why do you think it's gone down?
Because I'm releasing.
Because why?
I'm releasing.
You're releasing, absolutely. Great. Okay, and so, my darling, tell me, what will be the biggest benefit to your children, and when they see the mother receiving and making a lot of money and doing wise decisions with it? What will be the biggest benefit to them?
It will teach them how to do the same.
And what do you think will happen then?
They won't get into this situation.
That's right. And those women, if you teach them how to properly receive, what do you think will happen in the world?
The vibrational energy of the world will increase.
Why?
Because for everything to be in balance, you have to have equal sides of both. So to give, you have to receive.
Exactly. Right. So we're going to do a little bit of blessing now. Okay. I want you to close your eyes now, and I want you to do something very powerful. I want you to connect energetically to this vibrational idea that a lot of women have, that they need to just give, and it's not okay for them to receive. Okay. And I want you to say this: in the name of love.
In the name of love.
I bless all the women on this planet.
I bless all the women on this planet.
Particularly those who feel unworthy of receiving.
Particularly those that feel unworthy of receiving.
And I bless you all with deep respect and self-love.
I bless you all with deep love and self-respect.
And I am blessing you with knowing how to receive constantly.
I am blessing you with knowing how to receive constantly.
And loving yourself enough to do so.
And loving yourself enough to do so.
So you can then give more.
So you can then give more.
To your children, family, and beyond.
To your children, family, and beyond.
Okay, and then I would like you to visualize millions and billions of women around the world now. Imagine that they are receiving this blessing of knowing that it's equally okay to give and receive, and just visualize them opening up right now all over the world, in small countries, in small villages, in big cities, successful women, not so successful women, just mothers, single mothers. Just imagine that they are opening the energy and their heart to receive all the blessings, love, money, prosperity, everything that they need, that will make them feel happier and more empowered. So just imagine that now all those blessings are going to them, and they're just opening the pores in the body, the heart, the mind, the homes, the bank accounts. So imagine that as you're blessing them, they become more empowered, and then they do the same with other women. They go and teach them. And when you do that, what happens in your body?
There's a release in my stomach.
And can you actually imagine now that those women keep on becoming also more wealthy? They're not just energetically more relaxed and happy, but they're becoming more wealthy. So more and more and more and more women around the world become multi-millionairesses and billionairesses. And just tell me what's happening in the world in years to come when that happens.
I see all these women standing there, and it's like a doorways open in their chest, and then also they're spreading love.
That's right.
And everybody that I'm speaking to and helping. So I see a woman who's now a teacher leaning over a little girl, teaching her, and her heart's opening and the light's spreading out.
Wonderful. Great. And tell me what's happening with your sense of worthiness when you see that happening.
It's increasing, and the pressure in my stomach's releasing.
Okay, wonderful. Perfect. Okay, so just check now again the fear of actually receiving and fear of being wealthy. How big is it right now?
4, 5.
Very good. Okay, and just basically I would like you to now take another deep breath in and breathe out and go into the future, maybe 10 years from now, and see yourself extremely successful in every single way, including your book. And just tell me, have you just written that one book which you've written, or there's more books?
No, there's a book every year.
There is a book every year. And is it the same book that you have the same topic?
There will be 5 similar topics, and then I'll start to write other books as well.
Wonderful. And tell me, just basically check that. Where is your biggest wealth coming from? Maybe 10 years from now.
All the word I'm getting is just women.
Making money on women. Oh. Okay, but how? Is it programs, teaching, books?
Teaching.
Yes. I also feel like there is a membership side of some sort, and millions and by millions of women actually plug into it or connect to it, and they basically they pay very little, but it adds up, and you can do amazing things with it. Can you see that?
Yes, yeah. That's my dream.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not so far away. It's not actually 10 years from now. It's much sooner. So if your future self was to give you a piece of advice for where you are right now, what would she say to you?
Open up to receiving.
And ask her what will be the biggest benefit in doing so to my life's work.
It will stretch out to billions.
Say again?
It will stretch out to billions.
To billions, yeah. Okay, and can you just ask your future self to give us 3 ways of receiving? Because it's a very general statement. So what is the future you doing while she's receiving?
Love is the one word that's coming up at the moment. So whether that's self-love or, I would imagine, love.
Wonderful. What else are you receiving, and how?
The word image is popped up in my head as wealth. Let me find out where that's coming from.
What else?
I'm just hearing it coming from everyone. Time is the other word that's being brought up. Time.
Okay, great. So,
sure.
So step into the shoes of your future self. Be in her shoes. See things from her perspective, and notice how easy it is for her to receive. Right.
Very.
She is, and notice how wealthy she is, and how much, how much change she's created in the world because she said yes to receiving. Can you see that? That was the turning point actually in her life. Okay, so now come back, bring yourself back into the now. So you have so many books published, so many women have been touched. As you open your eyes, tell me now the fear of never having enough money. How big is it now?
2.
2. And the fear of being actually wealthy, really, really wealthy.
The fear of being wealthy.
Yes, yes.
2.
2, okay. And the feeling I don't deserve to receive.
That's still 3.
3, that's good. Well, anything, for me, anything below 5, it's okay. Okay. So, Danny, what are you going to do? Like the first thing you're going to do today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the simplest thing you can do in terms of steps to increase the flow of receiving in your life, because you're already giving a lot out, but what are you going to do to receive?
Ask.
And what are you going to ask for that you haven't asked for yet?
The biggest thing that I've always shied away from, money.
Which is?
Money.
Money. Fantastic. Very good. Well, thank you. So this is how this expansion game works, and it will help a lot of people when you start receiving with grace.